The Money Talk Viewpoint podcast for financial professionals, CPAs, attorneys, wealth managers, and those who service high net worth and the family office. My name is Stuart Cruz. I'm founder of Cruz Asset Management and the author of a new book coming out, Licensed to Steal: How to Turn Wall Street Greed into Your Game. Hopefully it'll be released in the next 3 to 6 months. And those of you not familiar with Cruz Asset Management, we're a boutique asset management firm that specializes in quantitative asset management, and we're a virtual family office. So let me introduce our guest, Lindsay. I was told that the role, at some point, I picked this up along the way, because again, I don't know that much about the marketing side, so I had to become a student.
I mean, you're changing every day, so
yes,
I'm sure you're doing your best to keep up.
You've got to just like almost bombard. This is the opposite strategy, what you just said. Bombard them until they either make a decision. They either buy or they opt out. And once they opt out, good to get rid of them and then move on. So what are your thoughts on that? Is it because I get some, you know, when you hit that click list, sometimes you on a daily basis and just get boom, 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 and then eventually like, I've had enough, and you opt out, right?
Yes.
But then I'm probably not their client. So
yeah, I mean, it's a fine line that we're walking with that, honestly, because I've seen, I mean, specifically, we're talking about email now, but I've seen specifically on that LinkedIn outreach where people haven't responded to a message. And after like the 8th message is when they're like, sure, I'd love to have a meeting. So it really does take a few touches. And I've heard the same about people in our training community as well, that they were like, you know, I was getting those emails for 2 years and you finally wore me down and here I am. And, you know, I'm ready to be a part of it and commit and, you know, do my best. So it is a fine line that you walk. And unfortunately, there's no like best answer to that question. It really does kind of depend on the audience. But persistency definitely is key. I don't necessarily think that it has to be you're drifting on someone every single day, encouraging them almost to opt out, but certainly continuing to follow up with people until you get that message where they don't want to hear anymore from you is going to be the best and the only way to continue on.
Yeah. What do you think? Okay, we talked about LinkedIn is great. Do you think advisors need to have their own, I don't know, podcast, create videos, do like their own content, or is it okay for them to repurpose others? I know the Elite Marketing Platform has a ton of experts on there, and then your platform enables people to automate emails and schedule and calendar out, and it's really fantastic for that. But like, I guess talk to how much I need to do organically as if I'm trying to market, or versus how much can I just kind of ride on the coattails of other people.
Totally. I think it's a healthy marriage. I think the more successful people in marketing are people who are paying attention to it, and people who are with anything. You get what you give. So I would say that as much as you can personalize your content, and as much as you can educate versus sell, as much as you can bring your personality to your posts and to your websites and to any of the content that you're putting out into the world, that's always going to give you a leg up on someone who's just using canned content or reposting other people's articles or something like that. Because really doing those videos, hosting a podcast, even going as a guest on someone's podcast is going to put you in that position of authority to someone who's looking at your content online. Even if you don't feel like you are the expert or the authority in that, from an outsider's perspective, if you're online and you have a video talking about whatever you're doing, you're going to seem like you know what you're doing online to them. And obviously we do know what we're doing around here. It's something that we're trying to just make sure that point gets across. But I think that using that personal touch is going to help you to get that point across so much faster. And not to mention that video content is really, I mean, the engagement is double, maybe even triple what static content is, meaning a photo versus a video, or a graphic versus a video, or a podcast or an audio clip or something like that is going to get 50% more engagement than a static post will. So I would absolutely encourage those that are comfortable to, record yourself in your own house, making a webinar, hosting a webinar, so that you don't even have to have anyone in the audience. You can talk through your strategy, you can talk through your PowerPoint, you can mess up, you can stop, you can start, And then you can kind of splice all that stuff together and use it and repurpose it so that you're still getting that personalized touch, having to host an event live or invite a bunch of people to a dinner seminar or something like that. The value of video and social media and the internet in general is just incredible, and it's only going to increase.
Yeah, agreed. So what are some misconceptions or challenges that RIAs, registered investment advisors, or CPAs specifically have on the marketing side? What are some things that you've seen over the years where you're just like, oh, why was that person doing that?
Yeah, I have seen, I would say the number one thing is just counting out marketing altogether, not engaging with their audience online via email, having a website even. A lot of people still don't see the value in that, which is kind of crazy. So I would say that's probably like my number one thing that most people are making a mistake on, is just not thinking about the reach that they can get for free most of the time by just taking a minute to dive in and post some stuff on their social feeds or send out an email or something similar to that.
Any other strategies or things that they should be like? What's super important? Is it video quality? Is it candor? Is it their personality? Is it the audio? Like what? Yeah. All of it. I know all of it. But
sure. In a perfect world, all of it. Yeah.
Everything's all of it. Yeah. But if you had to pick a couple of things, just like make sure this is right.
I would say make sure the content is right for your audience would be my number one thing. You could be shooting a video in the dark on your iPhone 5, and if the content is right, people are going to resonate with that. And if you're saying what they need to hear or they want to hear in that moment, that's what's always going to move the needle. So to put yourself in the shoes of your ideal client, your ideal partner, whoever it is that you're trying to reach with your marketing, try and put yourself in their shoes and think about what you would want to hear if you were them. And that the content and the education, and sure, the personality is great, and it is definitely going to move the needle a little bit farther than otherwise if you were not such a great personality. But I think that definitely the content would be number one, and making sure that you're educating again before you're pushing something, whether it be a partnership with you or a service that you know is going to save them money or anything like that. You always want to come from the perspective of education versus sales, because nobody wants to be sold.
Agreed. I've heard it described that you should try as best as you can to enter the conversation that's going on in your client's mind. If you have that if you know what that conversation is, step into that, then you've captured something. But yeah, I think you're right. Very few people want to be salesy at all. We want to be, I do believe this industry, we're trying to be more consultant-like.
I totally agree. Yes, absolutely. And that's where people see the value.
Yeah. I'll say a big shift, just from personal experience, a big shift was when I started in this field. You almost had to be salesy and almost desperate, right? You're just trying to get clients from any possible way. Mm-hmm. And then the day I fired my first client because we just didn't see eye to eye, mm-hmm. and you realize you're no longer needing that sale, you just want to be on their side and consulting, then that was a big shift, right? And I think that
absolutely, yeah, and it's a mindset thing too, because as financial professionals, everyone's so wired for more. You got to get a new license. You have to have more clients. You have to make sure that you know everything about the tax code. It's just not true. That who, not how, is what's going to help you to succeed in your business by not being every single person on your own team and delegating a little bit.
Yeah, for sure. I know I've had to work on that one myself.
Yeah, it's not easy.
My job is to get myself out of my job.
Yeah, we'd love to duplicate ourselves and just
get out of that. So there's, for a good last year and a half, obviously, regenerative AI and technology has been driving the markets, and it feels to me like marketing is one of the big areas of target because of all the ability, just like ChatGPT can write all these copy and mm-hmm. all that. Like, what are the trends and how has that affected your world?
I'll tell you what, it's been more helpful than hurtful. That's for sure. AI is, ChatGPT surface, like what AI can do in the world of marketing going forward is going to help our industry and multiple others as well so much, because it's going to help. What in my experience AI has done for me in my job is helped me to kind of get over that writer's block or that creative block that you might have a lot of the times, where you're kind of like, where would I even start with something like that? And that's something that you can literally ask ChatGPT. Where would I start if I wanted to create a marketing plan for myself for the next 12 months as a financial advisor? These are my ideal clients. Ask me 20 questions about my business so that you can understand what my purpose is and what I'm trying to accomplish, our mission as a company, and then take those answers and help me to create a marketing strategy. ChatGPT will do that for you.
Incredible.
It's incredible. Yeah. And then even to go farther beyond that, AI video services that you can record a video of yourself talking for 10 or 15 minutes, and then they will take your likeness and your voice, and you can type in a script and have them create a whole video for you of you talking that you didn't actually talk. You didn't actually speak any of the words that are coming out of your mouth in this video, which is a little bit scary, but also super cool and helpful, especially for those of us who are a little bit shy and we don't necessarily want to record ourselves on a video, or we're not the best on camera or anything like that.